Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Capital City News, the best way to stay informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Yusuf Mong. On this week's episode, we're taking a look at fireworks safety and fire awareness, the Sandlot, and the 300 North pedestrian bridge. But first, our look backs, our look aheads, and our legislative update.
As part of the annual budget process, money is set aside for the city's Capital Improvement Program, or CIP. The money is available for citywide community projects that improve public property. This includes streets and sidewalks, parks, and buildings. Projects have a service life of 5 or more years and cost $50,000 or more. The Council reviews funding requests from the public and city departments during the annual budget process and approves the total amount of available funding. Over the summer, the Council further reviews and appropriates project-specific funding by September 1st. Public hearings for the Capital Improvement Program are scheduled for July 18th and August 8th. And in case you missed it, Council members selected Sarah Young to fill the vacant District 7 seat during their July 13th meeting. Since there are more than 2 years left in the term, District 7 residents will determine who will represent them until January 2026 during the municipal election in November. To learn more, please visit slc.gov/council. City residents of all ages celebrated the Gallivan Center's 30th anniversary with a free big band dance night, which included dance lessons, live music, and more. The Gallivan Center has provided free and low-cost events to the public for the past 3 decades. Its open-air stage, public plaza, special events building, and many green spaces host a variety of festivals, concerts, performances, and gatherings throughout the year. A full event schedule is available at thegallivancenter.com.
For this week's construction update, we're taking a look at the 300 North pedestrian bridge. Insert burning bridge joke. Pass.
Although the bridge has been raised, it remains closed to the public as work continues on the west elevator tower. Upon completion, crews will switch to the east tower. Don't forget to cross the railroad tracks on the north side of the project.
For more information on construction projects like this happening all around our city, feel free to stay tuned or check out slc.gov/construction. For our interview this week, we speak to Captain Anthony Stowe with SLC Fire to talk about fire awareness, firework restriction areas, and firework safety tips.
Salt Lake City, we're kind of a unique demographic where we run right up to the foothills, and we have houses that are built right up to a lot of these areas that are heavily wooded and heavily grassed. We call these lightweight fuels, and especially this year, spring of 2022, we've had a lot of sporadic weather and late season moisture, which has really allowed this grass, the cheatgrass up the hillsides and around me to get quite tall. And already here, just late June, we're beginning to dry out, which has created a tremendous fuel load. This is basically like covering a hillside in gasoline. The fire can travel up these hillsides in excess of 30 to 40 miles per hour with these steep aspects behind me. There are a few things we have going. One is Salt Lake City Fire Department's Ready, Set, Go program. We're working with a lot of these houses along that what we would call urban interface line, and educating the residents in the area on how to clear areas around their home to give them more of a defensible space between where the fire line would be and their home. We've expanded what would be a traditional firework restriction area. Last year was a complete restriction of fireworks in all the Salt Lake City area just due to the high drought nature that we had. This year we do have we do have areas within the city where residents and citizens can light off fireworks, but we do have some restrictions in place. For a comprehensive list and a map of all firework restricted areas, go to slcfire.com and click on our restriction map. You'll see that all fireworks are restricted anywhere north of South Temple, west of Redwood Road, east of 900 East, all city parks including golf courses, and 2 blocks east and west of the Jordan River Parkway. Utah does have 2 firework holidays in July, so again, as a state, we're a little unique. Some of the things that you can do to help keep yourself and your family safe, as well as your neighbors. We need to be considerate of our neighbors and their property as well. Anytime you're lighting fireworks, obviously we want to try and purchase first fireworks that are legal to use here. There are aerials that are legal and aerials that are not legal. Again, that information on specific fireworks can be found at slcfire.com. What we really encourage people to do is have a garden hose with a spray nozzle on standby. Have a 5-gallon bucket or larger if you have more fireworks that you can take all of your used fireworks, place them in and soak them overnight in water before placing them in a trash receptacle. A lot of the response that we have is fireworks that have been placed in a garbage receptacle too early, and those cans are placed close to their homes. This leads to a smoldering fire overnight that can extend into the house. Other things, sparklers, a lot of people treat sparklers as if there's no hazard with them at all, that they burn in excess of 1400 degrees, and then we put those in kids' hands. So please monitor very closely all the activity of any fireworks that you place in the hands of minors and young children. Probably the safest bet this season is to forego personal fireworks. Seek fireworks shows or laser shows in your local area by looking up your local area's website. You can go to slcfire.com to look up fire restrictions and recommendations for fireworks, as well as go to slc.gov to seek local events in your area.
Do you guys remember the name of that one movie? Young kid trying to find himself and his courage to go up against James Earl Jones. It started with an S. Sandlot. It's called Sandlot. Speaking of which, I think I see a good baseball player just right over there.
In the early 90s, filmmaker David Mickey Evans had written and was attached to direct a film about kids playing baseball in the 50s. For the classic film The Sandlot, Evans found Salt Lake City the perfect place to shoot the film. Houses on the east side served as the neighborhoods for the film. A private lot in Glendale served as the Sandlot. A Little League field just a few miles north in Rose Park served as the site of the film's baseball game between the Sandlot kids and the rich kids. Liberty Park was there for their post-game celebration. The film was released in 1993 and became a cult hit and favorite among Salt Lakers. In 2013, a 20-year anniversary celebration was held and much of the cast was reunited. The Sandlot was restored to how it looked during the filming of the movie, and the cast were guests at a Bees game. The film remains a beloved part of Salt Lake City history and a time capsule for the city in the 50s as seen through the lens of the 90s.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News. Remember, the best way to stay engaged is to stay informed. You can do that by following us on social media at SLC.gov, tuning into Channel 17, or subscribing to us on YouTube. Reporting in from Capitol Hill, I'm Yusuf Mong. Oh wait, I have a joke for you guys. 2 guys walk into a bar. The third guy ducks. The second one was me, but it's fine because the only thing that broke was my sense of humor. Okay guys, until next time.